Let's just hit the ground running with this one. XRP to the moon. All right, I'm going to credit Diana on X, invest with D, because that's where I saw it. Breaking news. I mean, you probably already heard this because this is actually getting old. It's funny how quickly news gets old these days. But if you haven't seen this, XRP gets first ever CFTC regulated spot listing in the US. And this is a major deal. And I'm going to talk about it in a minute, right? So Bitnomial has officially launched the first CFTC regulated US spot exchange, crypto exchange. And XRP was listed on day one. Now, I saw this news before the exchange was launched, and somebody speculated that XRP might be launched with it or listed with it. And here we have it. XRP has been listed on the first day. And this means for XRP, according to Diana, that XRP can now be traded spot, futures, perps, and options under a federal US regulated system, right? US regulator, something no other US exchange has offered. So XRP is now approved as trading collateral. Okay, which means that you can now literally post XRP and RLUSD, by the way, as margin, the same way institutions use treasuries and stablecoins. So that's huge, apparently. And XRP has just moved, according to Diana, from crypto token to US regulated market infrastructure. This is the biggest regulatory lock XRP has had in years. And then she shows a bit of proof there by showing the actual listing documentation. I'll leave a link to Diana's X account in the description so you can go follow her if you want to. Great information as always. But guys, this is actually quite massive. Think about it. This time last year, we were on the verge of, I don't know, ending the legal battle with the SEC. If you guys have been around that long, I mean, most of you guys have been around 8 years, 7 years now, and you will remember that even just a year ago, people were saying how the SEC and Gary Gensler were going to destroy Ripple, destroy XRP, a scam token, unregistered securities, illegal token almost on the verge. You know, this is what people were calling XRP. So basically, we've gone from that to this being a federally regulated, a government approved, regulation compliant industry token. I was just watching an interview earlier on today, early in the morning with my coffee, that Jake Claver did with, I can't remember his name now. It's one of the latest videos he has on his channel. I'll link it in the description. And that person said that they opened their eyes. Their eyes were opened when during a lawsuit with Ripple and the SEC persecution of the XRP token, somebody resigned from the US treasuries, part of the government, right? And joined the board of Ripple. Now, the simple thing is that person reasoned, hey, this woman knows something I don't know. Somebody in government is resigning their post in government, in the treasuries department or whatever, and moving to join Ripple. They have seen something that they don't know. So this person went all in on XRP at that point, and they haven't looked back since then. And this is absolutely the case. Now, obviously, we've had this price dip over the months, you know, the macro events, tariffs, people talking all sorts of nonsense about, you know, crypto's dead. You know, you've got the FUD, the FOMO, you have the manipulations, you have the whales and exchanges doing their liquidation stuff. Like I showed you in the video yesterday, I saw it happen in real time. I was just watching it. By the way, not financial advice, your own research. I actually capitalized on that movement because I just knew what was going to happen. So I did a 20x leverage. I know I always say that you guys shouldn't do leverage. Obviously, that's your thing to do. I put a little bit, by the way, just an amount I wasn't scared to lose if I were to lose it. And now I'm 70% up. And I did a 20x leverage, which means, you know, you do the math, right? I'm way up. I'm targeting 100%, and then I'm going to take that money and put it back into spot XRP. Just because I realized what the market makers were doing, I realized what the whales were doing, I decided to capitalize. I actually have a post about it on my X account. I put it up saying, hey, look, I'm targeting this and this. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave it in the description as well for you to peruse. Obviously, I use MEXC that allows me to do this with 0 fees. So, I mean, not financial advice, your own research, link in description, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, the whole point is this. All you have to do is buy low, right? Not financial advice, like I've done, and just keep holding. And the news is going to come, the FUD is going to happen. And day after day, we're going to see stuff like this happen. We're going to see the XRP ledger change to become more compliant, the XRP ledger become more nimble, the XRP ledger gains side chains to allow DeFi, the XRP ledger becoming more secure. It's already the fastest, the most efficient. We're going to see countries like Japan saying that they're going all in on tokenization of real world assets, using companies that are leveraging the XRP ledger. I don't know why I keep saying XRP army when I mean to say XRP ledger. We're going to hear about cross-border payments and tokenization. Like I said, we're going to hear about CBDCs and stablecoins being built either directly on top of the XRP ledger, like what happened in Palau. I should actually check on Palau, see how they're doing. Or, you know, working with companies that leverage that, or building their own, which would then eventually be bridged by XRP. A lot happening, a lot is coming, which is why during the weekend, like what happened yesterday, like I showed you, the market makers wash out these excessive longs to ensure that you guys, well, I'm not sure it's to ensure that you guys don't make that much money. Look at that. It doesn't even register anymore. To ensure that you guys don't make as much money, but more accurately, to ensure that they make money, right? Some of these exchanges still need to balance their own sheets. They're a little bit behind, and they need to make money, right? Market cap has crept back over 3 trillion, which is amazing. We're back in fear again. Typical emotional traders, back and forth like a yo-yo. Everyone looking good, XRP looking very good. Now, there's other news as well, of course. We have the ETF success. XRP ETFs surge with $1 billion inflows recorded. Again, remember, this is without Fidelity, no JP Morgan, no, what's the other one? BlackRock, no BlackRock, okay? We have Franklin Templeton and Bitwise, all right? They're managing to lead the ETFs alongside Canary Capital, driving much of XRP ETF growth. Canary leads the pack with aggressive XRP accumulation, contributing to substantial market interest. So the ETF inflows and the fact that these companies, Franklin Templeton, Canary Capital, have to buy XRP in order to be able to offer this. And remember, when the price dips, people like Franklin Templeton, they probably have orders to just buy more because they know that there are going to be further inflows into their ETFs. They're not selling like everybody else. It's not like Bitcoin when you see the price drop, it triggers a whole bunch of liquidations, right? Same with Ethereum. So if you look at the liquidation chart, you will see that Bitcoin, obviously, sometimes it's Ethereum, sometimes it's some random token, is the first. Second, or Bitcoin is first. Second is Ethereum. You expect to see XRP as number 3. Where is it? XRP is way down at like number 7 or 8. Dogecoin more liquidated than XRP. What's going on? It's because XRP isn't being as liquidated as these other tokens, even though it's trading at a higher volume. What's happening is the price is dipping because it's coupled to the price of Bitcoin and the wider crypto market. But the price of XRP itself isn't causing that many liquidations in terms of its proportion because it should be number 2 or 3 if you think about the price dip. But it's because the XRP is being held by institutions like those who are running ETFs. And now with these exchanges that are going to be trading and letting people deposit XRP as collateral in the financial industry, collateral isn't dumped. Collateral is held. This is going to encourage more and more institutions that hold XRP that are not ETF providers, for instance, maybe just, random traders in traditional finance, to hold on to their XRP because their XRP is locked in as collateral. So this is going to bring a new era to the stability of the price of XRP in terms of liquidations during price dips. Now, will XRP price still dip? Of course, but the liquidations are going to be minimized, which means the price is going to be stable compared to Bitcoin. And when people see this, more and more institutions are going to move their traditional crypto holdings from Bitcoin, I believe, to XRP. Not financial advice. Do your own research. I think we're in for an interesting week because the guys that have washed out, the people that needed to wash out, did it over the weekend. So I think the coast is clear for a little bit of a pump. Let's see what happens. I'll see you in the next video.